In today's video, we'll be looking at how the band pass mask feature works inside of Affinity. So before beginning, if you want to follow along with this tutorial, please find the link for the images in the description. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity. Now with that said, let's get started with the video. So to showcase how the band pass mask feature works inside of Affinity, first of all, we'll be adding an unsharp effect to our image. And in order to add an unsharp filter effect to the image, we'll simply navigate to the top, select the pixel menu. From the pixel menu, we'll navigate below and hover over the new live filter layer. From the new live filter layer, we'll simply select sharpen option. And within the sharpen option, we'll select the unsharp mask option right here. So after selecting the unsharp mask option, you can see that we have a new live unsharp box popped up. And in addition to that, a new unsharp mask layer has also been added inside of our layers panel. So what this unsharp mask filter does is it will simply add or sharpen the edges of our subjects or elements inside of the image. So now, in order to add the sharpness to the edges, we'll simply navigate below and increase the value of the radius. So we'll simply increase the value of the radius to some extent. So we'll simply set the value to 0.8 pixels for now for the radius properties. And now for the factor property, we'll simply crank everything all the way to the right. Now you can see that every fine details as well as the elements such as eyelashes, eyebrows, as well as hair fiber have now been sharpened. And now, after sharpening each of these elements inside of our subject in the image, in order to commit, we'll simply close the live unsharp mask box. So after closing the live unsharp mask box, now the unsharp mask filter effect has been successfully applied. Next, we'll be adding the band pass mask to this particular unsharp mask filter. And in order to add it, we'll simply navigate to the top and then select pixel menu item. From the pixel menu item, we'll simply navigate below and select the option for new mask layer. Within the new mask layer option, we'll simply select live mask layer. And from the live mask layer option, we'll be selecting band pass. So the band pass mask option is different from the luminosity range mask and the hue range mask. So let's select band pass mask option. And now you can see inside of our unsharp mask filter that we recently applied, it has added a new thumbnail of band pass mask. Now, in addition to that, our new live band pass mask option box has also popped up with different settings for us to tweak the effect of this particular mask. So now I'll simply reposition our live band pass mask box in order to check out how each of its adjustment to its settings functions in terms of our image or the subject. So first of all, in order to check out or preview how this particular band pass mask works, we'll simply hover over and select the preview option right here. So as soon as we check the preview option, we can see the live preview of this mask. And inside of the live preview, right now it is simply masking out all the flat areas in this image and only retaining the edges of our subject, which is represented or indicated by the white portion in this particular mask. Now, in order to accentuate this preview, all we can simply do is simply adjust the slider of the low band. So we can simply select and then drag the slider of the low band all the way to the left like so. And now you can see that things are accentuating. And again, we can adjust the threshold for the high band properties as well by simply cranking up all the way to the right. Now you can see that it is slowly masking in the edges areas such as the small details or elements of our subject or the overall image, such as the eyebrows, eyelashes, and other details of the eyes, nose, and lips, as well as the hair. Now, if we look into other options inside of the live bandpass mask, you can see that we have the next option called intensity map. So this simply gives us graphical control of this particular bandpass mask. So for example, I can simply add a new node in this axis and then simply reposition this node on the top left corner in order to accentuate our mask more, as you can see in our image. So for now, I'll simply reposition the node all the way to the top left corner like so, and you can see everything in our mask has been accentuated compared to before. So we can simply adjust the intensity of this particular mask by simply clicking on this particular node that we have added in the intensity map and then reposition it like so by simply dragging it and repositioning it. So as you can see here, more of the details inside of our eyebrows are coming in. So let me zoom in and then hold down the spacebar key or the spacebar in our keyboard and then simply pan around to check out the details. And now you can see that if we simply select the node and then adjust it like so within the bandpass mask, then things are starting to accentuate more inside of the mask. So we need to find that sweet spot. So I think this particular position is much more fine in terms of making those finer details visible and softer. Now, after we are satisfied, let's check onto the other options. So the other option that we have is the invert output option. So if we simply check this invert output option checkbox, it will simply invert our mask. That is, previously it was simply masking out other flat areas and only showing in the edges of our subject, which has finer details in the portions such as the eyelashes and eyebrows, as well as areas in the eyes and nose and lips, as well as the hair. However, when we invert the output, now it is simply masking out those finer detail areas and only masking in the areas where there is a flat surface such as the skin of the subject as well as other flatter areas in our image. So I'll simply once again uncheck the invert output option in order to only check out the edges of our subject or in order to only mask in the edges of our subjects. And the next option that we have is the linear option. If we check the linear option, you can see that our curves is now linear. So this is all what it does. And we can use the linear option to make our axis linear or curvy. So the effect of a curve axis is that the transition of our mask from the unselected areas to the selected one will be much more smoother if we make our axis curvy, and if we make our axis linear, the transition of our mask will be much more harsh. So for this, we'll simply uncheck the linear option to make our transition much more smoother, which is indicated by the curve axis inside of the intensity map. And the next option that we have is the bandpass blur radius option. So as the name implies, this particular option simply adds a blur radius to our mask. So if we simply increase the value or the slider like so, you can see that it is slowly adding blur to our mask. And we can use this blur radius option in order to make the transition of the edges much more smoother in our mask. So I'll set the value somewhere at 0.2 pixels for now in order to make the transition a bit smoother between the selected and unselected areas. Now, after we are satisfied with the settings, I'll simply uncheck the preview option and now check the preview of the live bandpass mask inside of our subject without the preview of the actual mask. So I'll simply use this particular node that we have added in the intensity map now in order to check the effect of the bandpass mask. So as you can see, if I drag the node all the way to the left, then it will bring back the harsh effect of our unsharp filter. And if we reposition this particular node all the way to the right, then you can see now that it will make the edges much more softer by making the overall effect of the unsharp mask filter much more natural. Now, in order to commit, we'll simply close the live bandpass mask. Now, if I collapse the unsharp mask layer, you can see that the bandpass mask layer is right there underneath it. Now, in order to check the before and after, let's simply toggle the visibility icon for this particular bandpass mask. So this was the before without the bandpass mask layer applied, and this is the after. So the advantage of the bandpass mask layer here is it will give us a finer control in order to quickly add mask to accentuate any filter or adjustment layer in the areas of edges as well as other flatter areas. And in this case, we have applied the bandpass mask in order to mask out all the flat areas and only mask in or show the edges. Now the next thing that I want you to understand is if we simply double click, open the bandpass mask option, and then again check the preview option, you can see that the mask out areas are indicated by black and the mask in areas are indicated by white. So this particular mask works similar to how our normal mask works. That is, white makes things visible and black makes things hidden, or black hides the things in the image. So I'll simply uncheck the preview option and then close the live bandpass max. Now I'll zoom out by using the shortcut key of command and minus like so. And now you can see that a natural sharpness filter has been added to the eyebrows, eyelashes, and other details such as hairs of the subject. Similarly, we do not want sharpen to be applied to the edges of the skin or the facial structure of our subject. And since unsharp mask applies sharpness to overall areas of our image, let us simply get rid of the effect of unsharp mask from the edges of different structures of our subjects, including the nose structure as well as the facial structure. So in order to do that, first of all, we'll simply select the bandpass mask layer right here. And after selecting the bandpass mask layer, we'll select a brush, and I'll select the brush by using the shortcut key of B. And after selecting the brush, let's increase the size of the brush a bit, and then by selecting the foreground color as black, we'll simply mask out these edges areas of our subject like so, in order to get rid of the sharp effect in the edges of our facial structure of the subject. So the bottom line is, this is how the bandpass masks layer works, and you can also add a layer mask inside of the bandpass mask layer that we have added recently in order to restrict the overall effect more within the layers panel. Now let's check the final before and after. So this was the before and this is the after. And similarly again, let's check the overall before and after of our unsharp mask effect filter. So this was the before, which was our original image, and this is the after. Now we'll simply fit our view to the screen by using the shortcut key of command plus 0 like so. And again check the before and after. So this was the before and this is the after. So you can see the drastic difference and how professional the image is looking right now by using the unsharp mask as well as the bandpass mask layer. Now let's move on to our next document. So I'll simply navigate to the top and select our next image. And in this image, you can see that we have the image of a sofa and different elements inside of our living room. So we can also use a bandpass masks to this type of image where there are many edges available to accentuate the contrast within the edges of different elements inside of this image. So in order to add a bandpass mask layer, first of all, we'll add any other adjustment layer. So I'll simply navigate to the top and select the pixel menu item. And from the pixel menu item, I'll navigate below and hover over the new adjustment layer. From the new adjustment layer, I'll simply select the option for brightness contrast. So from the brightness and contrast option, let's first of all add in more brightness to our image by simply dragging the slider of the brightness to add 17%. And similarly, we'll add more contrast to this image by simply dragging the contrast slider all the way to the right. So things are looking much more harsher in this particular image. So what we'll do now is simply close the brightness and contrast box. So after closing down the brightness and contrast box, similar to before, next we'll simply navigate to the top, select pixel menu item. From the pixel menu item, we'll navigate below, select new mask layer, and within the new mask layer option, we'll select live mask layer, and from the live mask layer, we'll select an option of band pass. So after selecting the option of band pass, you can see that it has popped open the live band pass max box. Now similar to before, first of all, let's crank the low band threshold value all the way to the left by simply dragging the slider all the way to the left, and again crank the value for high band property by simply cranking the threshold or slider all the way to the right like so. After cranking the value of high band property all the way to the right, let's check the preview option in order to check out how our mask is currently looking. And as you can see here, it is masking out all of the flat areas and only masking in the edges as well as the details inside of the elements of this image. Now let us accentuate the details like before. So in order to accentuate the intensity of the details, we'll simply add a new node to this axis and then drag it to the top left corner like so. And now you can see that things are accentuating inside of our mask in terms of the details of the elements inside of the mask. Now in order to accentuate the details more, we can also check the linear option and then again drag the node to the top left position like so inside of the intensity map box. And in addition to that, what we can also do is, in order to make things much more natural in terms of the transition of the effect, we can simply increase the band pass blur radius a bit like so to somewhere at 0.5 pixel for now. And after applying all these settings, let's uncheck the preview option. And after unchecking the preview option, we can now further adjust the intensity map by simply clicking on this particular node and then adjusting the slider like so. So we don't want to make things or the brightness and contrast adjustment layer effect much more harsher. So we'll simply adjust this particular node like so. So I'll set this particular node to this position for now. And after setting this node to this position, I'll simply close the live band pass mask box in order to commit. So similar to before, we'll simply uncollapse the brightness and contrast layer and check out the before and after. So this is the before and this is the after. And let's check out the overall effect of the brightness and contrast adjustment layer also. And in order to do that, we'll simply toggle the visibility icon for this layer. So this is the before and this is the after. So you can see that the edges and the shadows now has contrast in it by making the image much more professional. So if you find this video helpful, please click on the like button, and for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching this video and see you on the next video.